Okay, let me share the screen. Let me know if you're able to see my screen. So today we will be covering the topic called stages, process, steps, and views. So if you consider, if you have yesterday we our topic covered about classes, understanding the difference between concrete and abstract class. We have gone through inheritance and three ways of class belongings. For today's topic, we'll be covering stages, process, and step. Okay, what is a stage? What are the stages that we will be configuring for a loan application? So our theme is to work on loan application, end-to-end loan application, which we will be developing each and every, we will be using every rule for that loan application. First, for that one, we need to create stages. Stages are something which helps to differentiate the entire case management. So for the entire case management, if you can configure, if you can divide the entire workflow into different units, we call it as stages. And if we are differentiating the stages into different units, we call it as process. And similarly, if we are differentiating the process into different units, we call it steps. In each and every step, we'll be having a view. View is nothing but a screen. Whatever the screen that you will be seeing on the UI, we call it as views. So let's jump into the Pega Design Studio directly. Let me switch to loan application, OBC loan application. We have created one case type called loan application where we didn't configure anything. So this is how the loan application case type created when we created just the case type and nothing much. Okay. Let's understand what are the stages that we're going to configure. I'll just create, I'll add the stages. Okay. Loan application stages. Okay. Stage one, where we'll be collecting the information. Collect information will be the stage one. Okay. Next stage two will be validate and investigation. Okay. Stage three, civil score check. Next stage four will be approve or reject by manager or reject by manager. Stage five, or settlement. Okay. Stage six, feedback and question. Okay. So if you consider, we are creating or we are working on an application called loan application, which contains six stages. The first stage is the correct information. Inside stages, we can have multiple processes. Let's first understand the stages and create the stages for now. Second stage is to validate and investigate. It's nothing but what are the documents which the user is uploading. Along with that, what are the details that the user is sending. Okay, with that one, there will be a separate team called validate and investigating team, which they will be validating the documents and the entire details which customer provided it, the details. Okay. The third one is the CIBIL score. Like before, we need to sanction some amount to the user. It's very important to have the CIBIL score check. So we'll be getting the CIBIL score. For now, we'll be creating data model in the next lecture, maybe after 3 or 4 days. We'll be creating CIBIL score from the data model. Whenever we enter into the integration concept, at that time we'll be integrating with the system. That will be also Pega system, where we'll be getting it from the third party. CIBIL score, now we will be using a data model. In the long run, while we enter into the integration concept, there we will be having an integration called connect rest. We will be using that one. And the fourth one is approve or reject by manager. So manager will review everything. If he feels that he is fit and if he feels that he can pay the money, he will approve it. If not, he will be rejecting the loan. If he approves it, then it will go for loan settlement, where the settlement team comes and pay the money to the customer. Last will be the feedback and closures. Once the loan is completed, then there will be a feedback form will be sent to the customer where he will be providing the feedback. Along with that one, he will be closing. The loan application will be closed. This is how the mail will be sent to the concerned customer person saying that the loan application got sanctioned and the total amount was got approved to him. Okay, so this is how we will be configuring everything. For now, just we will be concentrating on stage creation. After stage creation is done, we will be going through the process creation and steps creation. So let's go here. We going here. So first one, if you can see here, Pega directly after 8.5 version. So after 8.5 version, whenever you create any case type, Pega automatically created this create view. If you can go into settings, you can see if you can go here into views, you can see we are having three views. So if you can see first view is the create view, which Pega created it. Create view is nothing but whenever you try to save, first after the case is created, just click save and run before the case ID is getting created. So before the case ID number is getting created, it will show you as the new. So this is how the create view looks. This is the create view. Now the case ID got created. If you want to modify this create view, you can do. This is how the Pega after 8.5 Pega provided us the create view. If you want to use it, you can use it. If not, you can delete it. So now I'm not using this one. I will delete this step. I don't want even a form step. What I will do, okay, we'll do one thing. First, what is the first thing that we thought of? First stage will be collecting the information. Okay, I've deleted the process. I've deleted. First is the collect information. What is the second stage which we thought of? Second stage is validate and investigation. Validate and investigation. Next we have third stage. Redefine the test stage. CIBIL score. Check CIBIL score. This is approve or reject. Next we have loan settlement. The last one is the feedback and closure. So now I just created all the stages. If you can see, we have collect information as the first stage, followed by validate and investigation as second stage. Third one is check CIBIL score. Fourth, approve or reject. Fifth, loan settlement. Sixth, feedback and closure. So what happens? Just when we click on this stage, let's understand what are the things that are there at the stage. You can see the create stage automatically move to the next stage. So first one will automatically move to the next stage. If I click on the second one, we can see we're having three options. Automatically move to the next stage, wait for user action, and resolve the case. Resolve the case is something which we will be keeping at the last. So at the last stage for every case type or for every implementation application that you develop, the last stage will be resolve the case. So at the end, once the entire application is completed, once the happy path or the registration part is completed, we need to close the case so that whenever anyone wants to review any cases, it's very important for them to understand what are the cases which are closed, what are the cases which are open, what are the cases which are in progress. So the cases which are closed, we don't require it. The other cases are very important. So at the last stage, make sure that you are resolving the case, and we have two options here. We'll be talking about case status and resolution status after some time, maybe after tomorrow's class. For now, just understand we need to resolve the case for the last stage. So if this is the last stage, for every last stage, the case type that you create, it should be resolve the case. We have these two options called delete open assignments and resolve open child cases. So it means that if there are any assignments open with respect to the case, so if you consider when I'm trying to create one case, creating a case is nothing but one case ID is getting created. So this is how the case got created at the last. Okay, you can see I'm going to get next. You can see I'm in validate and closure. This is not moving ahead. The reason being, I will show you. If you go to here, validate and closure, validate investigation, wait for user action. So wait for user action. It's waiting for the user action. Now what I want it to be automatically moved to next stage. Like this one also. I don't want to wait. I want to move to the next stage. Now here also, just move it to the next stage. Move it to the next stage. I don't want to wait here. And the last one will be the closure. Okay, resolve the case. Save it. You can see now we got an option called advance this case. First to collect information is completed. Now I got an option to advance the case. I'm just moving the advance the case again. Move it again. You can see the case got closed. Resolve completed. Right? If you can see the status as resolve completed. So that's how we need to plan the last stage, move it to the resolve the case, so that whenever someone opens this case, so if you can see this is the case ID that is associated with this case. Just close this case. If I try to search for this case again, not able to find it here. Go to App Explorer, click on this one application. You will get all the instance of the case. Just click on this one. If you can see here, it shows that result completed. So if any individual wants to open that case, will understand that this case got closed. So that's the importance of resolve the case. What is the last stage that you design? It's very important for you to add it to resolve the case. And we have these two options, delete open assignments. If there are any open assignments which are related to this case, okay, that will delete those open assignments. And resolve open child cases. It's the optional one. If you want to resolve the child cases, now we'll be talking about the child case as well. If you want to resolve the child cases, so let's consider in our application, this is the run application, the main case, and we'll be having this investigation as a child case, which we'll be creating it. Okay. So if you want to resolve the child cases when the parent get closed, so whenever the parent case gets closed, if you want to resolve the child cases, you can do it by selecting this option. Okay. Now what we need to do, let's understand how to create the processes. So now as mentioned, we are having different processes. You can see this is the process for the first stage. What is the first process that you want to do? I just want to collect information. Collect information will be by first process. Just refresh it. Click on process. Or else if you can click from here, or you can use the three dots. If you can use three dots, you have add process. If you want to create any process, you can do it from here, or you can click on this plus icon. I will just click collect information. I'm not entering into steps. Now if you can see, I've added this process called collect information. Right? In this one, now what I am going to do, I will be adding other process here. Click on this three dots, add process, new process. I will be creating a process called investigation. Investigation is the process that I'm creating it. Delete the step. Next, the other one, you have the start process. We have three different options. We have goals and deadlines. We'll talk about it later. But for now, just create the processes for each and every stage. It's very important for you to configure the process. So whenever you create a process, Pega is creating as an assignment, as a step automatically. I'm just removing it for now. First, I want everything to be on the same path. So I'm deleting this one. Next, create this process for a settlement. And we have here two steps called new process and new multi-step form. New process and new multi-step form. New multi-step form is something which we will be discussing. That is the screen flow. I will show you in the later class what is the screen flow, what is the process flow. We have separate lecture on that one. So I'm not going to touch it. So it's done. Now if you see, we have configured the process as well. You can see first we have configured the stages. Second, we have configured the process. Process configuration is also done. So what happens for every application that you create, for majority of the applications in Pega, either the cases which are in production as well, what we will be doing it, we will be having a duplicate check created. It's very important for any case that created in Pega. I'm telling you again, for any case that we create in Pega, the first and foremost thing, after collecting the details, we will be making sure that there will be a duplicate check should be configured so that multiple users with the same details cannot enter into the application. So let's consider if you're applying for a job. Okay, you are applying for a job for in Deloitte, maybe in Accenture, maybe it can be any company. You'll be providing your details, right? And your request ID is created for that job. The next time when now if you try to pick that application link and provide the same details or the details which you will be modified to some extent, and when you try to submit it, it says that the user already exists, right? It will not allow you to create again request id new request id. It will not allow you to create. The reason being, they will be configuring a logic where it determines whether that user is already present in the system or not. If the user is already present in the system, that will throw a message saying that the user already exists. So in Pega, we can develop it by using a advanced form, advanced shape, or advanced automation step which is present in Pega. We have that as we named it as duplicate smart shape. So first thing that what we will be doing it after collecting the information, we'll be having another process. So we will be adding another process here, which helps to check the duplicates. After collecting the information, before we navigate to the next stage, we'll be creating a process called check duplicates, which will check whether the user's details are already present in the system or not. Configuration of duplicates, we will be learning it in the later classes, but for now, I'm completing the entire process. So check duplicates is done. If we come here, we have approve or reject, right? Approve or reject. And in Pega, we have directly, there was a logic directly present in Pega, which helps to have this process set up automatically. So click on this plus icon. We have this approve or reject step directly provided by Pega. Okay, instead of you creating entire format for approve or reject, Pega automatically provided us this step. Just click on approve or reject. If you can see, whenever you click this step, an alternate stage is created automatically. Okay, if the manager approves it, okay, if manager approves it, it will go to on a loan settlement. If he rejects it, it will go to approval rejection. So now see, if you can see now, we have configured the processes. Configuration of the processes is done. Any doubts? If you can see, we are having total 6 stages, and we have one other stage called rejection stage. So if someone asks you how many stages are present in your application, you need to tell them that you are having 7 stages. The first 6 stages are for happy part. Happy part in the sense of what is the requirement of the customer or what is the requirement of the client. The client's requirement is to get the loan sanctioned. After he provided the details and everything is going on the right path, the loan will be settled. So that will be called as an happy path. And we have rejection path. It means that if the things are not going as expected, the loan will be rejected and it falls under the rejection path. So the happy path is something which is an expectation from the customer. If it is getting solved, we are resolving the case as resolved completed. If it is not getting it solved, we will be cancelled. Resolved cancelled. It can be the result cancelled can be the status for that one. So we can define resolution status. You can see it's resolved completed. You can name it as resolved cancel. I will tell you how we need to create the case status in the coming lectures. Are you clear? If you are having any doubts, let me know. Okay. Now the other topic that we need to talk, if we go to here, so we can see configuring of stages is done. Configuring of process is also done. The next thing is that steps. Inside steps, we will be having views. Okay, what you say view? If we talk about steps, if you can see here, this stage is divided into multiple processes. The question can be like, can stage can have multiple processes? Yes, it is. A stage can have multiple processes, and a process can have multiple steps as well. Okay, so if you consider this process, we can configure the steps here. If we consider the investigation, we can configure the steps. Let's configure the steps. I'm just clicking on this one, collect information. Okay, collect customer details. I've given collect customer details as the stage, as the step in the process. We have this option called configure view. What does this mean? So if you want to display something on the UI, I'm doing just save and run. If you see for collect information, no, if you can see on the screen, you don't have anything present on the screen. It says that collect customer details as a step name, but we don't have any view configured here, right? View is nothing but section in Pega. Section is nothing but a screen. Whatever the screen that you are seeing on the live on the UI, we call it as section in technical terms, and with respect to business, we call it as views. Okay, let's consider there is a business analyst. The majority focus or the majority thing that business analyst will do is to configure a just sample case life cycle in App Studio, where they call it as views. But coming to the developer point of view, we call views as sections. Okay, sections being the technical term, views can be a section, and section we call it as a screen. So all these things are same depending upon the user, like depending upon the, if it is a developer, we call it a section, but if he is a business analyst, he will call it as view. Everything represents the same thing, that's called screen. Okay, so we could see here we don't have any screen configured. If you want to configure any screen, okay, if you want to configure any screen, we need to create a view. Okay, whenever we create a view, Pega in the backend creates the section. Okay, Pega in the backend will create the section. So I will show you the example. Go here. First, if you can see here, it says that click here to view the configuration process. As we have ordered the step, so it is expecting some from us to add to configure the view. If you click on this configure view, you can see no fields in the view. So we didn't configure any views. If you want to use the existing fields, you can click on these fields. It will show you all the existing fields that are present. For now, what happens, I'll just use the existing field called create operator. I'm not creating anything. I'll add this description. Okay. Yeah, that's enough for now. I'm just clicking submit. If you do this one, the error message will be disappear. The reason why it got displayed as there is no view, we got that error. Now if you click save and run, I've added only the fields which are there in OTB Pega rule set. You can see here, now the section got created. This is the view. What is the screen that you're seeing here? We call it as view. This is the screen. So what are the screen? We call it as a view. In technical terms, we call it as section. How do you find whether section is created or not? It's very simple. Go to records. We have records. In records, we have user interface. The user interface is something. It's a rule type. Inside rule type, you have called sections. You can see there is no view. There is no rule called view. View is nothing but section. The first one, collect customer details got created in the backend. Once you configure the view, Pega created the section in the backend. So this is how the section looks like. You can see create operator, description. These are two things which Pega created it, and if you want to modify anything here, you can do it. If you click on this edit icon, we have these options called visibility, we have these presentations, we have actions, which we'll be discussing it in the later classes. For now, just understand, we have just used the OOTB ones which Pega provided to us. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, let's create few steps. Okay, as we are developing the loan application, I want to create few views. I can do that, right? So what are the details that we usually have in collect customer details? The first thing that we'll do is to have its details like first name, last name, everything to be created, right? You can use first name. So what happens whenever you are working on the case type for the first time? If you can see here, before I create it, the entire case type. So entire case type, which we are working on this case type, we will not develop it in branch for now. After we have developed all the screens, then next onwards, whenever we are working on SLS, okay, whenever we are working on whenever we're working on routing techniques, or whenever you're working on decision rules, okay, at that time I will ask you to create the branch and make the changes in the branch depending upon the requirement that I give to you. But for now, for this entire process, for this entire case lifecycle design, don't create any branches. First, let's have everything created directly here. Then the configuration parts which we can check later. Okay, clear? Okay, collect customer details. If you go here, what are the details that we are expecting from the customer? We will be expecting first name, and we are having this different types of the properties. So if we consider first name, this property, we have different types. If you click on this one, you have text paragraph, text single, boolean, currency. So we are having a separate lecture for these field types as well. But for now, I'll just tell you first name, it's being the text value. We are editing as we are taking it as text. Now click on add. Now we are selecting first name. I'm selecting it as last name. Okay. Now I will give full name. For the full name, we'll just ask the user to enter it. Later, we can give full name as the first name plus last name in the next classes. I will make sure that the full name is getting auto populated whenever the user enters first name and last name. Full name will be displayed automatically. Okay, first name, last name, full name is done. Then we are expecting email ID. Okay, email ID, we have a type called email. In Pega, what is the advantage of this type? Because if we are giving email as the email ID as email type, if the user is not having at the rate typed inside the text value that is entering, Pega will throw an error. I will show you. I will show you how Pega use these types throw to throw validations. So basic advantage of using types is that Pega will validate the data that you are entering. Email ID, email is done. Next we click on phone number. Phone number, what are the phone? We have this type called mobile in type. You can go scroll down. We have phone for phone number. That's it. I'm just giving those details here. And we can also give address for now. I'm not giving address. We'll create address as part of data model. Okay. I'm just giving these details here. Collect information is done. So the user entered the details. You know what I got? What's the second step I'm going to do? Okay. Government submitting proofs, right? Proofs. I just give it as proofs where the person need to enter. I'm not adding attachments for now. I'm just giving other details. PAN card details, okay, PAN card details. For now, I'm not giving any attachments. We are having attachments as separate lecture. I'm telling you, this is the overview that we are developing with the knowledge that we have gained till now. Okay. Whenever we are learning new things, we'll be coming here and creating it for sure. For now, what are the knowledge that we have gained till these classes? We'll be only configuring those items, not more than that. PAN card details is done, Aadhaar card details is done, and if we are having, it's having pay slips. Okay, we give annual salary, and I'm not giving annual salary. We have a type called currency. You can use the currency option. Okay, submit. I just given other details, PAN card details, annual salary, and coming to the documentation, we'll ask the user to add the documents in a separate lecture. For now, I'm just adding these details. Okay, the next step is to provide loan requirement. The requirement is that we'll be asking the user which type of loan he is picking for type. Loan type. So loan type, it can be a gold loan, home loan, personal loan, car loan. So we can use different loans. So how you can achieve different loans? Instead of we asking the user to enter gold loan, personal loan, home loan, car loan, we'll be providing the user the options in the drop down. If you can go down, we have this option called pick list. We can give it pick list. We can give it as a drop down box where we'll be providing the choices to him. Okay, did he want do you want him to? So he's getting this option to select either home loan or personal loan. Next we have gold loan or car loan. I'm just giving four options for now. Submit, and I'll give loan amount. So what is the how much amount he is wish to opt for? So I'll ask him to enter the loan amount of his choice. It will be currency again. Submit. So just configure the views. The first view, you can see, if I just click save and run, the first and foremost thing what this will do, it will ask the user to enter the customer details. So if you can see here, we have this first name, last name, full name, email ID, phone number. These are the basic requirements that we have added. When I click on submit and go into next screen, where it will ask for Aadhaar details, PAN card details, annual salary. We have the attachments here. For now, you can add these attachments directly here, but we are not doing it here. What we'll be doing it, if you can see, there are no items and you can't add any attachment here. What are the attachments that you add on the screen will be displayed here. There will be a separate lecture on that one. We'll be discussing it later. That is attachment categories. We have separate link where I will be explaining you regarding the attachment categories. Then we'll be coming here and asking the user to enter the details of the attachments for the proofs. So annual details, PAN card details, and annual salary. How much annual salary is having it. Now when I click submit, you can see here we have this loan type. We can select this one, home loan, personal loan, gold loan, car loan. So he can select loan, whichever loan he wants to opt for. He will be selecting the loan type, then the loan amount, how much amount he wants to go for. Clear? Any doubts? If he wants to go for 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, in later runs, what we'll be doing it after he enters the amount. So let's consider your salary is 14 lakhs, and if you're entering loan amount greater than 1 crore, do you think that is possible? No, right? And it will waste the time. We'll create one. Will be in rule in Pega. We are having different rules like decision table, decision trees, where we'll be making sure that if the annual salary is falls under the range of 5 to 10 lakhs, the maximum loan amount that he can select is this much amount. Okay, we'll be displaying that option as well. So if we can see loan amount, we are having this loan amount. So whenever I try to enter 10 lakhs like this, and if I try to click submit, Pega should throw error saying that loan amount should not be greater than 5 lakhs. As the salary that he is having for annual salary falls, and if the annual salary is 14 lakhs, we'll be keeping a condition saying that the loan amount, maximum loan amount that he can request is for 5 lakhs. If we try to enter more than 5 lakhs, even it is 5 lakh 1 rupee, Pega will throw error message saying that the loan amount should not be greater than 5 lakhs. Okay, this is how we are going to design validation. So validation is separate lecture. We'll be understanding how to create the validation as well. Okay, the first step, the first thing that we have done is to collect all the information. Next, we have the investigation where we will be asking this is the investigation one. Now, what I will do investigation. So for this one, we don't have child cases created. We have a separate concept in Pega called child case. If we consider this is the parent case. Loan application is the parent case. We don't have any child created for this loan application. So it's important for us to have one child case created so that you will understand what is a child case, how you are going to establish relationship between parent and child. Okay, it's very important for you to understand the relationship between parent and child. For now, what I am doing, I am giving investigation as a child case. Okay, you can go to the step. You have this more. You can click on more. Here you can see these are the action items which Pega provides to us. If we click on process, we have multiple things here. So what are the process that is configured already? You can directly add that process here. We don't want that process. Now click on user actions. User actions, you can see we have this option called change goal and deadline. This is regarding SLS. Change stage if you want to change the stage. If you are in second stage and if you want to go to fourth stage, or if you are in fifth stage, or if you want to go to seventh stage, what you can do, you can use an option called change stage. Okay, this is the stages which Pega provided here. What I am going to do, I'm not interested for this user actions as well. Now click automations. We'll be talking about these automations every time. So for now, we are talking about create case, right? In the next lectures, whenever we come up any scenario, I will be explaining you what is load data page, what is persist case, what is push notifications, questionnaire, then data transform, savable data pages, such duplicate cases, which we already see, which I will be showing it here. Send email. If you want to send any email to any email ID, you can do that. So we'll be talking about these automations. I will be covering up only the important automations which are important for us in the real-time development. Okay. If you consider here assign to robot queue, we'll be not doing it because we never configured this one. So what are the things which I feel is very important? I'll be covering it up for sure. Now what I'm doing, I just want this to create a case, right? Create case. I want this investigation to be a child case, not the parent case. Now click on this create child case. So I want to create a child case here. If you can see, we don't have any child cases created, right? So let's create a new case type. What is the case type that I'm going to do? I'm giving it as investigation case, where we'll be investigating whatever the documents which the user added. Just clicking on create. From today, I want everyone to do practice from there from your end. It's very important. I will be sharing a link. I request everyone to download and just follow the process and download the personal edition in your laptop. If you are having any doubts, let's discuss tomorrow as once we join the session, so that I want everyone to work on the things which I am telling now. So once this class is completed, I want you to download the personal edition, work on the things which I have done so far. So create the stages, create the processes, create the steps, follow everything which I have done till date, so that you and me will be on the same track. So if you can see, investigation got created. I'm just clicking save. And if you can see, we have created multiple cases using list. We're having a separate lecture for multiple child case as well. I will be covering it up. You can go here on the left. If you just click on this one, only one case that got created called loan application. If I refresh this one, you can see investigation is the child of loan application got created. Okay, so you can name it as investigation case. Now in investigation, we can configure similar steps. Now go back to the investigation. I'm going to the investigation case. Investigation case ID. Just go here. As mentioned, we don't need the create form. I'll be and whenever we are working on this investigation, so investigation being a separate team, we can configure investigation as separate team. We have work groups, work baskets. Okay, where I will be creating many work groups. So let's consider loan application. It means that this application cannot be worked on by single individual. We'll be having different teams. The first team, what they will do, they are responsible only for collecting the details. And the second team is the investigation team. They are responsible for only doing investigation and they don't have any other privileges apart from investigation. The third team is the civil score team. They are responsible to check the civil score and provide the civil score to the manager. So managers, let's consider we are having 3 to 4 managers. Anyone in that manager list can approve the loan item. So I will be involving every team. So whenever we enter into work groups, work queue lecture, I will be creating different work items, work queues for different project members. Okay, we'll be also covering that topic as well. For now, I'm just creating a process. I don't want this process to be created. New process or not new process? What is the process that I want to do? Just investigation as a process. In this one, investigation, what I'm going to just expect is that investigation feedback. So I will provide the investigation feedback. What of the investigation that they have done, they will be doing it. This is the only item that I have configured for now. Later we'll be adding it. We'll be adding other items as well. So this is done. So the child case is created. Now we have this check civil score. For now, I'll just add this step civil score. Add field civil score value. This will be which format? The type of this will be integer, right? It can't be text. We are giving it as integer. Integer or decimal. It can be an integer or decimal. Civil score value. Submit. Let's approve or reject loan settlement. Okay, let it be. If I just click save and run, I will show you how Pega beautifully validated the things. If you see first name being the test, you can enter the first name, you can enter the last name, you can enter full name is something which I mentioned. Full name should be auto-populated item. Now I'm entering it as first name plus last name. So instead of we asking the user to enter first name plus last name, we can auto-populate this one, which we'll be covering it up later. Email ID. Let's consider I'm giving this as email ID. I'm going to phone number, and if I try to click submit, it says that please correct flagged fields before submitting the form. So Pega has validated the things. That's the reason why Pega provided us the types. For each and every property, we have different types. Email ID is a type. If I give at the rate, so Pega has validated it as at the rate G. If I give like this, now I will enter into the next screen. If I just give it like this, phone number should not have any text values. If I give like this, it says that enter a valid phone number. Okay. The phone number contains only the digits, not the text format. That's how Pega validated the types. We can enter the phone number. If you can see, the validation got disappeared. If I click submit and go to the next screen, we can see here whatever the details that the user have entered. The first name value, the last name value, full name value, email ID. So whatever the details which user has entered, you can call if you will call it as the review hub, review screen, review view. This is the review view where whatever the details which user entered in the first screen will be displayed for the second screen, and we call it as the review view. So depending upon our requirement, either we can disable this one or enable this one, which we'll discuss later. For now, just understand we will be having a view called review view where we can have the entire information of the previous screen. We have the edit view. Edit view is something where we'll be editing the details, and the create view is something whenever we create any case type, Pega automatically creates a view called create view where user will be entering the basic details. For now, I have deleted the create view because I don't want to use the Pega which Pega created. I have created all the views which are required for the application. So there are three views. Understand the create view is a view which Pega creates automatically whenever you create an application, and it came into picture after 8.5 version. The second thing is a review view. So whenever user enters any details in one screen, and if you want those details to be displayed in the other screen, we'll be having a view called review view. The third thing is the edit view. So whatever the views that we have created till date, we call it as edit views. You can edit anything. Clear? Next, what we will do. So other details, PAN card details, you can enter it and you can go till here. I just don't want to enter those details. Let's jump into the other topic. So if you can see what is the thing that we have left, we have this one, rejection one, collect information, rejection feedback. So whatever the feedback which manager provided, that needs to be needs to be rejection feedback. So he will be getting the reason why it is got rejected. We have two different options. We have text paragraph. So we can expect the manager to type many details like why it got rejected. You have this rich text, display text as plain text and rich text. Plain text we have earlier we don't have this display type as plain text and rich text. Okay. After I think after 8.7 or 8.7 this got in picture where Pega provides rich text is nothing but if you want to display all the different formats, like if you want it to be display bold, if you want to have a beautiful picturization of the description, you can have it as rich text. For now I'm just giving it as plain text. Click submit. So you can see now we have already configured the rejection stage as well. Now we have this one item that is check duplicates. How we are going to configure duplicates? Though we are having a duplicate separate lecture, I just want to show you how the basic configuration that you will do for check duplicates. If I click the plus icon, we have this more automations. As mentioned, Pega provided us the duplicate as a separate shape which you can use. Such duplicate cases. You can directly use this one. You can see we have this such duplicate case created for the other process for the first page. And we have this option called add waiting condition some at least. For now, I'm just giving it as 100. I'm not entering any basic details. I will show you later how we need to configure the. You can see if we provide this one, cutoff should not exist some of all the waiting codes. So it's expecting us to provide the waiting conditions, which I will do it in the later classes. For now, just remove it one. I'm just saving it. The entire architecture for the Pega case lifecycle is done. This is how the architecture for our application looks like. And the other thing is loan settlement. Here we provide loan settlement. Loan settlement is just a loan summary. How much loan amount got sanctioned? Loan summary. At what when we are going to when the user will get notified saying that the sum of amount that you are requested for is sanctioned, and this is the expected date where your amount will be reflected in your bank account. And we forgot to ask the user to enter his bank account details. At least bank account number or FSC code is something which we need to provide loan to him. Okay. I'm just giving bank account number and IFSC code. Clear? So this is how the entire basic case lifecycle of our application that we're going to design going forward looks like. For each and every rule that we create, we'll be syncing up that rule with this own application. As mentioned, we are going to create an application from collecting the details to completing the case in such a way that whenever after the loan gets sanctioned, an email will be triggered to the email ID. The email ID, what the email ID which customer has entered, to that person, the email should go saying that your loan amount got sanctioned. The mail ID should go to him that hey, your loan got rejected due to this reason. So, which I will show you how we'll be working on different things. To give an overview, for customer details, address details, we'll be creating a data model. For CIBIL score, for now we'll be creating a data model. But after some days, whenever we enter integration, at that time we'll be creating an integration called connect rest. I will show you how we are going to use a connect rest. And also, I'll be creating a file listener. I will be making sure that you will be creating a file listeners. So whenever we have, let's consider there are agents. What agents will do? They go and they take the details from each and every customer. They will get that file and they will upload that file at some location. This file listener will go and read it, and whatever the information that are there in that file, Pega will automatically create the case. So we'll be also integrating with the file listeners. Email listener sending an email whenever loan got approved or rejected. We'll be integrating with third party system for CIBIL score. Okay. So these are the things which we are going to learn for sure. I'll guarantee you, I'll make sure that each and every rule in Pega will be integrating that rule with the loan application case lifecycle. Clear? That's it from my end. So I will not extend much. These are the basic thing. This is important one. I want everyone. I will be sharing the link, the video where you need to download the personal edition. After you download it, try to create an application and create all the stages, steps, and views for this application. You can configure your own style of view. There is nothing like that. You know to create this investigation case as a child case. No, you can create CIBIL score as a child case. If you want to do, go ahead and do it. No issues. So it's your issue, your wish. I went with investigation case as a child case. If you want to go, CIBIL score is a good option. You can go and create a child case for CIBIL score as well. Okay. Tomorrow's class will be understanding what are the assignments that are present. Work list, work basket. Will be going through those items. Along with that, we'll be understanding the routing techniques. So tomorrow we'll be going through the other items which we haven't discussed till date. Whenever we are discussing any rule, I will be making sure that that rule will be integrated with the loan application. Clear? Any doubts in this topic presentation? Okay, that's it from my end. I'll stop the recording.